Here we go to the streets of Inferno. And it's going to be little Bocks on that CT side, Slay on T, as you might expect it being their map pick. Locks across the board. A couple of pieces of utility, a smoke and a flashbang to be exact. One of those flashes already used. And Kimmy, that first point of contact, falling back towards CT. 3 stack towards B from the little Bocks. The smoke will knock guys off the vision enough. There's a bit of a gap too. And Glomps is already locked down to low HP. Finished off by Circus. Cirrus back on the new box angle. Bouchard with 1. Vanessa trades it back. But there's still Kimmy here to deal with. And now Smiley's joined the party. Bouchard goes 1 for 1. It's all down to Vanessa. Needs a 4K here. Be able to close off Inferno's pistol round. The opening round of this revenge match for Little Bocks. Statement 1 for Slay. Plenty of time and a decent amount of health. There is a kit down. Bomb, not yet to be planted. It's a very dangerous angle, and she almost has to take the fight here, Vanessa. She has to go for the issue. And Kimmy's just going to hold the line there. I'm not expecting the banana rotation.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I would have liked it more if Vanessa tries to go for the plank, because then you can buy up into this round. Instead, she immediately goes for the fight, and well, there was a crossfire set up for exactly that type of push. So either way, Vanessa will go down. Little Bocks pick up the first round. And Little Bocks will be upgrading to 4 MP9s and a FAMAS over on Slay's side. Because they don't get the bomb plant, they're not investing into this round, so it's just going to be a P250, and that's it. In terms of guns, they did buy up a little bit of utility. It's mostly going to be used up here. A smoke thrown for Arch side, and Gloop uses the flashbang to try and gain some space, but it doesn't really do anything, unfortunately, for Slay. Here comes a good nade. Doesn't connect for as much damage as you would think, as Little Bocks are on the defensive end here. Good crossfire setup, but the player in pit had utility. Will it matter? No, it will not. Sapphire gets a 3K before going down, then Cirrus wraps things up with 2 of her own. That will do it 2-0 very quickly for Little Bocks.
Little costly, though, for Little Bocks, and they are going to lose 2 players. They have to reinvest here. We'll probably go for some rifles, though. Yeah, M4's coming straight out. It's the full AKs of Slay. Plenty of utility as well for the T side. And with 3 rifles, 2 MP9s, that's not a terrible buy on Inferno. Plenty of utility as well. 5 Molotovs, most importantly. Only 1 HE. A little bit shaky on that front, but maybe they just want to hold the line with the mollies instead. Bouchard closing the gap, flashed in, blinded, and fragged out. Galley with the opening kill. Hippie Sippy, nice little headshot there on a Cirrus. And there's 2 opening picks for the side of Slay. They want to get this gun round done and dusted clean and fast. They're getting control of that B side, pushing forward. Molotov from Kimmy going in. It's going to reveal her own position, though. They can always just plant back Fountain. That's exactly what Blender's going to opt for. 3v5 retake, and Little Bocks don't really need to contest this, honestly. They can just save into the next round and give themselves something to fight with.
I think they want to try for it, though. They're already posturing up towards coffins, and yeah, Kimmy is up close and personal against this smoke. Good flashbang thrown, so Galley can't connect and gets surrounded. Kimmy drops 1. Blender is up to the task with only 1. Pippy Sippy comes through and does the work with Gloop to take care of business. There you go. A little bit of a spin celebration there by Gloop, and Slay pick up their first round. Now, one thing that I'd say the Little Bocks have on their side is experience, because if you look at Slay, I think a lot of them have played 1-2 seasons of Open, Pippy Sippy with the most at 4, and a little bit of experience in IM sprinkled in there, Vanessa with the most at 3 seasons. But on the Little Bocks, it's 4 or more Open seasons across the board. In fact, 9 for Smiley, 8 for Bouchard, and Bouchard also has a lot of experience playing in IM 3 seasons, in fact, season 28, 29, and 32, and 4 maps played in advance, in fact, with CLG Red back in season 38, standing in momentarily there on that squad. So again, Slay's been playing a lot longer than the players here. Little Bocks been playing a lot longer than the players on Slay, but I think Slay, that youth, is coming out here and shredding its stuff. Oh, nice shot from Cirrus, though, to get Gloop, Pippy Sippy comes back and gets the trade, though. Smiley is actually going to make this an advantage, 4v3 in favor of the Little Bocks.
Yeah, it's the pistols, the close-ranged weaponry on Inferno. It can be very deadly, but Galley with a nice little crouch peek under the crosshair of Kimmy delivers a headshot of her own. B site open for business. Bouchard on the quick rotation. Might just be better served to wait for her teammates, though. Picks up an M4, and this could help her fight. Peeked in, but Galley just wide swinging here. Taking those peekers advantage. Peeks all day, every day. Good opening duels there. Vanessa tagged down very low, and actually the health on both Gally and Vanessa incredibly low. One shots each. Pippy Sippy at half, and the nade from Sapphire connects perfectly. Flashing in towards Church's Smiley. 2v2 retake, but this is very winnable for Little Bocks. Time becoming their enemy very quickly, though. Gally rotates through that smoke, has the angle on the lane, spots out one. Sapphire's gone. Smiley caught in the crossfire, and Slay will strike again against the force buy of Little Bocks. They'll go for another probably half buy here, though. A couple of light pistols, maybe a little bit of utility, maybe even an Estrella stack and water. But Slay should have a nice free ride into that third round of the board and a lead here in the early going. Timeout here called by Little Bocks. Very early, but I like seeing teams use the timeouts. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, I think they just want to talk things over and decide, are we going to force here? Are we going to go for a half buy? Are we going to go for the full-on save? In my opinion, a full-on save, just USPs and stacking a site might not be a bad idea. Even go for the bracket stack, right? Where just waiting at top mid and trying to trap anyone that comes out there, at least get one frag and maybe more if it's a full-on execute towards the A site. And looks like the timeout has now expired. Nothing invested just yet. There are a few more moments for them to get a buy-up, but it looks like it will indeed be a full-on eco. The only thing purchased is the flashbang. And, well, perhaps they're going to get that bracket stack going. Indeed, that is what's going to come through here. And a little bit, not the usual one where you have the crossfire set up. In fact, it's 4 players stacked up here arch side with the other one all the way next to arch Austin. So I do like it. The problem is, it's a gamble for a reason. Slay are leaning more towards that B site, and they're already poking and prodding in.
Yeah, so much control and information gained by Blender, waltzing on through the site, has Gally coming up now next in line. And there's going to be no contestion towards the A site from Slay. They don't need to hunt these either. They can just save their guns. Literally no reason to go for the hunt here. It's not worth the reward, just the $300 kill reward, not worth it at all. Just save your guns, but pistols are going to come back into this one, and Vanessa actually flashes herself, and that's the problem. When you go for the hunt, that can happen. AK saved, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, more so the hunt came to them, right? Little Bucks just charging on forward, and that AK, they have no reason not to go in here, so they're going to try. Bloop gets 1, 2, there's the third. And, well, at this point, Little Bucks might want to just back off and save the AK. That's what Sapphire's doing, get the heck out of dodge. And Bouchard will get another headshot. An expensive round here for Slay. 2 players go down, and their economy hasn't had a chance to settle in just yet. They will still keep 3 AKs up and running, so it's not catastrophic. But yeah, third round on the board, and Slay take their first lead here on Inferno.
Yeah, Pippy Sippy should drop an AK over, even at that economy, get Vanessa a buy here. But no, Vanessa's going to go all in. Gloop will also buy very heavily. There's an AK on the ground that'll be picked up by Blender, surely. Don't want to be leaving those on the ground. It's a valuable investment. No op for Little Bocks either. Famas for Bouchard. Plenty of utility. Sacrificing the firepower for that utility boost. 1 kit on Sapphire. The only kit in the hand for Little Bocks. And Bouchard gets naded down a little bit deeper. Nade prepped. Not going to go forward, though, just yet. Gally, though, very low. 26 HP. Second nade does come through now, and nobody hiding in that smoke. But an A-pressure play here from Slay as they rotate very quickly off that banana control. Porch boost as well in effect. That's Sapphire up top, and if they don't flash this, it's going to be deadly. Yeah, Sapphire's actually on the flower pots. Gets a pair, drops the bomb, and falls away. Molotovs to keep them off of the bomb. And Little Bocks in a great position to get themselves tied up at 3, and their first full gun round win.
Yeah, it's a really good hold. Great boost there with Sapphire finding a couple off of it, then falling off because, well, position was already exposed. Pippy Sippy realizes what happened there, and it looks like the Little Bucks, with those 2 frags, wisely are going to back off and play more passively. Let Slay come to them. Bouchard waiting here. Arch, oh, nice shot from Gally, and this could trigger a push towards the B site. It wouldn't be a bad idea since considering only 1 player is there. That is Kimmy, and here comes Slay. Charging on forward, Kimmy is going to have her hands full. She might just tuck into construction here. She does. There's 1, maybe the second. Indeed, and Kimmy is doing the work. The 3-piece comes through without even breaking a sweat.
That was easy peasy lemon squeezy from Kimmy, just controlling the M4A1. This boost up from Sapphire catches him off guard. No utility. Easy kills there, and then Kimmy, 1 by 1 by 1 they peak, and 1 by 1 by 1 they fall. 3-3 the tie scoreline, and Slay, you mentioned their economy last round, John. It wasn't set up yet. This is the problem now. It's a swing round. Little Bocks can reset their opponents here. And it's the op for Kimmy that goes forward for a kill. And she'll drop the Molotov to cover her retreat. Little Bocks with another opening pick. And they continue to set up quite well. That's the problem too. Slay have now given Kimmy her favorite toy in the game. The big green gun in her hands.
Didn't need the last round, but yeah, she is very effective with the big green. Let's see if she can continue her run here in terms of frags anyway. Kimmy holding banana. Close. She might back off eventually here. Yeah, she's going to toss that smoke and just back off onto the site proper. Perhaps play from new box. Either way, Slay, in fact, are going to hit towards the A site, it seems. Here comes the flashbang. Still a minute left on the clock, so a lot of time for them to work with. Sapphire waiting around pit. She will rotate back, likely to see some bodies coming her way. The Molotov blocks off the angle, and a good flashbang throw. Galley manages to get one and the second. Great utility usage there to isolate both players, and Little Bucks are going to have to work their way back in, but oh no! Smiley takes down Galley from the grave because Galley went a little too far into that Molotov. Bomb will still go down, but that's a 3v3 instead of the man advantage.
That's a great nade on Cirrus too. It's going to make things a lot more difficult for Little Bocks into the retake. A side very difficult to overcome. Pippi Sippy in towards pit. They overcome the first, but Pippi Sippy blind drops a 1 to even it out to a 2v2. Op's going to post up, and Op will finish her off, but Vanessa now in a 1v1. A duel to the death with Kimmy. Taps the bomb out in the open. Great little peek there from Vanessa. Knows she doesn't need to overextend, over peek. Kimmy now holding out to the open. No kills, no ammo, and Vanessa with the last round in the chamber finishes off her opponent and keeps Slay up top. Picks up the op as well. And Slay will move forward, winning a critical swing round in the early going against Little Bocks. The pistols now in the CT hands. Yeah, Vanessa from lane just locking it down. And the presence of mind to reset for that last shot.
Yeah.
That is cold.
Kimmy just couldn't get a shot off, though. There was that gap right during the reset, but I guess the aim punch was too much for her. As Blender going to come through here. Pippi Sippy waiting with the AK towards half wall. And again, though, Slay have taken a lot of casualties here, and their economy is still very fragile. It is going to be a pistol fight for Little Bocks. Great flashbang thrown. They get a couple off of it, too. Pippi Sippy and Gloop go down. That's a 5v3, and the AK and the MAC-10 get recovered here by the Little Bocks. That could not have gone worse for Slay as they went up banana. Great flashbang thrown by Little Bocks, and now they're going to try reinforcing this A site with 2 pistols. Let's see if they can continue to hold on here. Cirrus with the Molotov is on the other site, though, and yeah, there you go. Slay clean out both Sapphire and Smiley, and the Little Bucks, with only 1 piece of utility, a retake would be ill-advised. Just save the AK and the MAC-10. Galley's going to get 1. Cirrus does manage to get the headshot on Galley, so I guess at that point, given that it's a 2v2, they're going to charge on forward.
They can buy up fully in the next. I can see their sentiment, but if they don't get a pick quickly, and with Blender, well, they don't know Blender spotted it all out. Blender knows everything. Vanessa's got 1. MAC-10 finds none. Blender with the finisher on the Tech 9. 5-2 now for Slay. But yeah, I agree. You probably don't want to be giving that AK up in that situation unless you get another pick. Slay's going to call a timeout now, actually. I'm surprised why they want to call that. They have a lot of momentum right now, too, unless they want to be like, hey, they got guns again. They're going to have the op again. They have a strat they want to use to counter.
I think partially because everything went really wrong towards the banana hit, and they just probably just want to talk things over and say, hey, guys, they only have pistols, and we lost so many bodies. We've got to tighten up our play. So just taking a quick break, talking things over. A great adjustment, though, by Slay to go back towards the A site in order to win that round. But the Little Bucks are a handful, as we expected they would be. 4 A1Ss and the AWP here for Little Bucks. Over on Slay, it's going to be 4 AKs and the op on their side. So they're looking for a 6th R Slay, and they'll be charging up towards mid. 3 players, in fact, going there, and 2 at alt mid. Flashbang thrown there early for window, but Kimmy wasn't in position yet, so it didn't bother her, and she gets a peek and a shot off with information. So that's something for Slay. Galley flashed off. Bouchard going for the aggressive peek, but isn't going to really connect for anything, and because the Molotov was burning away, just not much visibility onto banana. Here comes Slay. charging on forward, making a lot of noise here, perhaps intentionally. Utilities light, so this might be their execute, considering that once they throw everything, there'll be nothing left. And here they come. Galley gets connected on, down to 54 HP. Bouchard's got a chance to make a difference, but what a swing from Gloop. Gets one, Vanessa finds the second. That is the B site taken, Austin.
B site taken, little box looking like they want to retake here. A lot of times you'll see teams saving these sorts of situations, but they want to force the issue. Sapphire into the open angle. Traded back, but trades will not help, but now it's a 2v2 again. Kimmy levels the playing field and drops Vanessa as well. It's a good player to take out. Blender and Gloop have to do it all alone. Blender, Tech 9 out. Goes back to the big green, vanishes into the smoke as Gloop strikes for 2 from Pillar. 3 overall in the round. Upgrades to the A1S in the end. And Slay now double their opposition score, 6-3. Little Box will probably be calling this timeout. I'm going to guess it's the Little Box timeout because things are starting to go wrong real quickly here. That was a nice kill there by Kimmy, but Gloop here, this presence of mind to keep it calm. And play that little bait and switch too with Blender. Worked out so well.
Yeah, Gloop is really good at hitting a groove, right? She's not necessarily at the top in terms of fragging. In fact, is sitting at only 85 compared to 100 plus for the rest of the team, but she's really good at getting those 3 kill plus rounds. That's her 8th on the season, which is actually ahead of Pippi Sippy, who's above her, as mentioned, in terms of frags. So yeah, definitely Gloop, a player that can be relied upon for those types of plays, and once she finds her rhythm, can be very, very dangerous. Slay have doubled up on the scoreline of Little Bucks here, and Little Bucks back to the pistols once more. It's going to be a Deagle, a P250, and a few pieces of utility, a couple of Molotovs being used here and thrown immediately. Gloop is fully blinded, doesn't realize there are 2 players next to her, and that's an immediate frag coming through. Good aggression again from Little Bucks on their pistol round.
Great aggression from Little Boxer. They do a lot of damage on these pistol rounds. You almost expect them to put it into the bank because around on the board. Vanessa's going to get blindsided. Cannot connect the 180. Sapphire now on site doing a lot of damage. Gets 1 on top of Haycart, 2. Only 2 left. It's Blender and Galley. And Blender's being put through the blender here. 5 HP. Death by paper cuts, also known as a USP. And now with that Molotov to cover her little run up the lane, now they can get the bomb down. Galley can hold from pit. Both coming from the same direction. Little Box, 1 through apps, 1 up lane. Galley retreats in towards mini pit. Takes a better angle for this. Blender, though, caught off guard. Galley, 1, looks around. Blindsided, hit from behind. And Smiley take the finisher, and it will be that pistol round converted at long last here.
Oh my goodness.
For Little Box. They've looked lethal, and they finally get it done. That should be an op picked up by Smiley, too, by the end of all this.
That's not a round you should be losing if you're Slay. A very light investment from Little Bucks, and well, Smiley's going to walk out of that, as you mentioned, with an AWP, and that's going to get dropped immediately for Kimmy, as it should. But look at this, the defense here with just USPs in their hands, getting the job done. I think Slay are lucky to get the bomb planted there because Blender was so low HP. It's just the timing was perfect for Blender jumping onto the site as Cirrus was coming around with the Galil. Just barely got away to get that bomb planted. So Slay losing that round on just an eco for the Little Bucks. Bouchard going to toss the Molotov on forward. They're trying to stop Slay from pushing on in. Slay wanted to go quickly here, but the Molotov slowed them up a little bit. Looks like they're going to smoke it off and immediately push up. Flashbang thrown. Bouchard could do a lot of damage. There's 1, perhaps a second. Repeating from Coffins. Will have to fall back here, but once she does, Kimmy's kind of left on her own at New Box. Luckily for Kimmy, the focus was towards Coffin, so she does not go down. But Luke and Vanessa are making some noise here. Only a little bit, as Vanessa's the last one standing. Does manage to make it a 1v2, though, after picking up the A1S. Peeks around, and Sapphire delivers a bullet right to her dome. And that will be that 5th round on the board for Little Bucks.
Expensive, though, for Little Box, considering that was pistols for Slay this time. And on the CT side, you can't really be reinvesting all too much, or you will be broke yourself in no time at all. We'll be able to salvage a full buy out of this one, though. Op and full M4s and utility. 3 nades as well. Maybe a nade stack or some timed utility going to come through here from the CT side. But Slay, they kind of need to get their ground back. They've already got 6 on the T side. That's not bad. But they have the opportunity to do a lot more damage than that. And that would be huge for their map pick. They probably want to go into Overpass with their map victory. I feel like that's a John Madden statement. But also, more importantly, they don't want to allow Little Box any little bit of momentum. That is disgusting by Galley, though. Just crouch peeks right in. Sapphire up on Flower Pots again, gets one, drops off. Cirrus will get another, but Pippi Sippy and Vanessa are going to level it out into a 2v2. One pick towards each site, and the bomb is down towards lane, recovered though by Pippi Sippy. Now it can go towards B.
Yeah.
Bouchard's gone. Bouchard's gone to A.
Yeah, she rotated around, figured that the hit was coming there, but now the B site is completely free and clear for the taking. And while Slayer not going to take any chances either way, the smoke is turned for CT, and a flashbang is going to get tossed over as well. Bouchard just going to have to peek into a smoke here and wait for some visibility to come through. Bomb gets planted there by Slay, but man, Kimmy was holding that angle. Galley just F1 race car peeks around and gets the headshot. What a wicked play to open things up for Slay. And now the little Bucks, they want to go for this. They do have the utility, so why not? Flashbang thrown. Here comes another one. It doesn't blind anyone on Slay's side, though. They only have the smoke left. Likely going to toss it on the bomb. Good frag comes through from Bouchard. They clear dark corner, and Bouchard gets the 2K. They do indeed clutch it out and find the defuse. Also tied up again, this time at 6-6.
6-6, and not a full buy available here for Slay. They're going to probably go for a half here, maybe some Mac 10s, but armor and pistols look to be the more likely option for them. A little bit of utility joins the fray. 3 Tech 9s make it 4 to P250. Bit of utility, 2 vests. Little box with full rifles, full utility. Only 1 HE this time on Bouchard. Run boost, though. We always love to see that. Double scope, though, for Kimmy, and she gets tagged down a little bit, gets out of dodge, tosses the Molotov to cover off any aggression up through bracket. Smiley going to hold the line, though, and the pistols of Slay will be held at bay for now. Little Box need to be careful not to get over aggressive, though. They have to remember what happened the last time Slay will run weapons such as these. It's a costly round, and Little Box don't really have much left in the tank to reinvest into the next if they lose a lot of players. Flashbang prep, though. They think better of it instead. Actually, no, Cirrus is going to get dropped a flashbang, so Bouchard can get flashed in. There's still another. They're all grouped up, though. The timing goes against them. Bouchard mowed down as she turns away. And Cirrus now retreating out of the A-B site. Rotation's coming through. Cirrus has to be careful. Almost gets caught on her rotation back into church. But Gloop gets taken down. 4v4. Rifle picked up for Galley, though. And the rotation's coming in a little bit slow. Blender able to close the gap towards Banana, can get the timing peak. Gets mowed down, though. No, she's still alive. Finally traded back. And here can come the hit. This play from Dark, though, from Galley. This can be crucial. Taps are coming. They're not really connecting the Molotov. That was perfect. Galley out in the fire, but still picks up a pair. Not going to be able to win the round, though. Heroics will go just a little too short. And it will be the lead back for the Little Box at long last. It's been a while. They get something going again. Slay can full buy. Little Box are going to have to shuffle some guns around to be able to get a full of their own.
Yeah, again, a very costly round for the Little Bucks, and these pistol buy-ups have been so lethal on both sides. Slade just barely missing coming through there with a round victory, but the bomb plant was great. It builds up an additional $800 in their bank accounts, and you can see the result. Full utility for pretty much everyone except for Blender, who invested in the big green. And now Kimmy is going to be standing in the Molotov a little too long. She just wants to gain this aggressive position, and I cannot blame her for going for it. She will be holding at the half wall. And Slay might not expect this. So you get one, but you have to be careful. Oh, good flashbang thrown by Galley, and Kimmy sees absolutely nothing except the dirt once her vision is restored. So now 5v4 in favor of Slay, and they're going to continue pushing on towards the B site. And why not, since you've already taken down the Opper, who was posted up ahead. Bouchard, A1S here. Will likely spam through the smoke, and does. No frag comes through, but Pippi Sippy gets taken down to only 9 HP. Good job taking the site, and now the Little Bucks, well, they have to set up for the retake. Spam through the smoke there. Was Slay, and they do connect for a little bit of damage over on Cirrus. In fact, that's at CT, but Little Bucks still have a lot of ground to gain. Vanessa could have hit the Colat, just barely misses it, but still gets the 2K. Nice little sequence from her. And now, well, the Little Bucks, you have to imagine they're going to try to go for a save here. Flashbang is thrown, but they can't. Gloop nails Cirrus. Only Bouchard left standing in the 1v5, and she probably just has to post up here, because if she tries to peek out, she will go down. Has to fight her way out and cannot. Gloop actually gets a TK, not intentional at all, as Pippi Sippy goes down, and Slay still get the round, and it's the last round of the half anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They will be able to buy up comfortably, Austin.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter too much at all. Vanessa, though, so close and yet so far from the Colat, still gets 2 in the end with the AWP. But look at the buy from Little Bocks. 2 shotguns, a Mag and a Nova, 5.7, an MP9 and an M4. 2 kits, but a lack of utility is a bit of a concern here on the CT side. We'll see if they're going to be able to counter everything. Slay have plenty of utility. They've already wasted one of the Molotovs out towards top banana, and Kimmy eats that nade. Going for the Pwn alone special, though. Mag 7 half wall. Don't think she's going to get challenged, though. That's the only problem. You honestly want them to rush you if you're playing that shotgun at that angle. It's like, come on, push me. I dare you. Make my day. But Slay decide they want to go the other way. Cirrus has a lot of work to do here. And great utility again from Slay. Their utility usage, John, has been impeccable. So many times it's opened up rounds and given them lanes into situations.
Yeah, their T-side has been very good as a result, but Sapphire gets the Nova shot on Galley, immediately picks up the AK off the ground, and this is a bit chaotic right now, as Little Bucks are on the outside of A, trying to work their way in. Slay has managed to get the bomb planted, but I'm not sure they have information on all 4 of these players, and you see the Little Bucks trying to poke and prod, and well, the longer you take, the more that chaotic element kind of disappears. But Bouchard's going to try to come in and gets blindsided by an AK bullet. Sapphire and Smiley get a couple, but it's Gloop and Vanessa to wrap things up. It is 8-7 in favor of Slay as we head to a break.
Fall down to our knees and pray for a moment of peace. Sweet memories tear us apart at the seams. Sinners, losers or winners.
And welcome back, everyone. We've got the second half of action here between Little Bucks and Slay, and so far delivering exactly as expected. Both of these teams are very evenly matched, and well, you can see that from the scoreline, 8-7 in favor of Slay, who had a very strong T side, but let's see if the Little Bucks can deliver the same thing. Now it's their turn on the attack.
Yeah, Slay, 8 rounds on T side. That is a fantastic Inferno. Little Bocks with a tall task to answer. It is Slay's map pick. The last time these two teams met was 16-9 in the favor of Slay. Little Bocks need 2 rounds to make that another happenstance, but I think they're going to try for a little bit more. A pistol round victory would go a long way to trying to get this map in their favor. And Overpass waits in the wings, picked by Little Bocks. Gloop, though, going for that alt peek. Gonna take some fights here. Has to be careful, though. There's players waiting on the bridge, actually delayed pop out of kitchen. Do they have info on how Slay like to play these? That looks like a read. That looks like a hard read on how they played that.
Like a counter strat coming through there from Little Bocks. Very interesting. I'm not sure that I've seen that type of a delay on a pistol round before from bridge and kitchen, but either way, they are going to charge through here into the apartments, and Slay did not get the visibility on this play. Smoke does come through for Moto and a flashbang truck side. Gloop, oh, they don't look on porch, and Gloop actually misses the shots and falls off. Are they going to look now? They do, but it's too late. Gloop manages to get the shot off, and now Kimmy will at least calm things down for the Little Bucks with a couple of frags, making it a 4v3 as Cirrus plants this bomb. Slay are not going to be held at bay for very long. They are going to get this flashbang thrown. Vanessa just wants both of her teammates to get ready to pop out as soon as the flash is thrown. Bouchard's giving away some information, connects on a few shots, but has to back off there. Sapphire gets the headshot. No, it's Cirrus, in fact, connecting on Pippy Sippy. Slayer trying to come back in here. Vanessa does stay alive longer than you would expect, facing so much fire, but it will be the Little Bocks coming up on top in this round.
Once that bomb goes down the A side, it's going to be a hard round for Slay to come away from. And even if they do, Little Bocks still get that bomb plant bonus so they can get rifles into the next round anyways. So Little Bocks, they get 1 check and then finish off the job. Great stuff on that pistol round. Both pistols now going their way.
Yep.
And Slay. Well, there's a pause. I don't know if this is a tech or a tag. I'm thinking it's a technical. Oh, no, it is a tactical by Slay. There we go. And I do like this call by Slay because they don't want to get rattled here. They also have had success on pistol rounds, so might as well give themselves a strat to go for here. If they can pick this round up, win the force by, Little Bocks will be back to square one, and Slay can hold on to their lead. 3 SMGs too means Little Bocks is a little vulnerable. There's armor on all 5 of Slay. Yeah, only 2 don't have helmets, but it's still a very potent buy up to counter those kinds of Mac 10 buys.
Going to toss a flash up there, and Blender does get blinded momentarily, but she's going to continue pushing up here, and she's got a pretty good spot behind this smoke. I don't know if Sapphire's going to expect this. Oh, Sapphire just spots Blender as she jumps up and then gets a second on Gloop. So this force buy not going well, and in fact, it's already over. Little Bucks are going to clean out every single player on Slay. No one dies for the Little Bucks, so that's great news for them, and they have restored their lead here at 9-8.
It's been back and forth here, though, since the early going of this game. Neither team really able to get comfortable, neither team being able to relax. That just kind of goes to show both these two teams know what's at stake, and both these two teams are vying for that top spot in their group. Not so sure how the tiebreakers would work out in the end, but that's for the stat people to figure out, not for us. Either way, though, Little Bocks got those SMGs to farm up the cash again this round. No armor, just a couple of pistols, 3 P250s and HE. And Slay don't really have too much to offer in this round as long as Little Bocks do their due diligence and don't get caught out by anything crazy. Should be a good clean round again for the T side. They can go into a bonus, looking for an 11th. We're starting to get into the late portions of this map. We're starting to get into the danger zone area where 1 week by, 1 round that resets you can completely turn the momentum back and cause you to lose the game. So here's where Inferno can really rear its ugly head and where it becomes such a dangerous map to pick into. Little Bocks could be walking to the trap here. They've shown no presence on A, and Slay are starting to gamble. They've heard noise, and they want to make this call.
Well, let's see if they can hit the shots now. Only the pistol's up. There's one. Vanessa manages to take down Smiley, and they are walking into a crossfire. Need to hit all their shots very quickly. And Bouchard has done exactly that with Smiley. Bomb going to get planted here, and now Slayer going to go for this boost on top of the smoke, but of course the little Bucks are looking for it. Gloop does manage to slip on forward, but they overlook Banana, and Kimmy and Sapphire, along with Cirrus, will wrap this one up with a pretty bow. 10-8 in favor of Little Bucks, and now Slay, though, are going to be on their first full-on buy of this half, and the A1Ss, the op, and everything is going to come out. And there you go, the op in Blender's hands, and it'll be 4 A1Ss to round out the buy here. Let's see what Slay can do, and this is when the rounds really started to pile up for them, right in that first half when the rifles came out.
But here's the thing, Little Bocks are on the bonus round this time with plenty of money left in their accounts. Blender, though, a very good aggressive peek through the fire and the flames. Gets that opening pick. It's a good strong start here. That's how you want to use the op, establish control and strike fear into the hearts of your enemies. Only problem is that gun was quickly picked up by Kimmy. But there's still rifles here for Little Bocks. They can still make something happen of it, especially as Blender's left alone on the B site, and that's where Little Bocks want to pressure. Cirrus really starting to run up towards top car with the Galil in hand. Might be waiting for Sapphire, but Sapphire's on the alert. The long rotation back out of apartments towards B. Little Bocks might be better served to hit this site sooner rather than later before Slay get the idea that, hey, maybe we shouldn't keep 5 here on A since we've heard nothing at all. They're holding their nerve, though, and so are Slay. They're gambling a lot. This is going to be an A take. Now they're going to go back to B. It's just in the nick of time, and Blender can delay. That's a great opener.
Yeah, they just wanted to clear a bracket. Once it was clear, like, all right, let's go. B side it is, and it's going to be Pippi Sippy through the smoke, connecting on Kimmy. Bomb still hasn't been planted yet, and Blender's holding from coffins. She's trying to spot at a player. She's got the support from Banana. Gloop gets one, and then Blender through the smoke and the coffin gets the frag on Sapphire. All 5 members of Slay survive, which is fantastic for that CT side economy. And the Little Bucks, well, they're going to lose their first round of this second half. It all starts with Blender, though, this op shot onto Smiley, and it continues as she connects on Bouchard once the Little Bucks decided to go for their hit.
Yeah, Blender with the 3K and bookend frags. And now a run boost, failed run boost, so they'll report that mission. Love the idea, though. Love seeing the run boost. It's always fun. Now Galley down towards bottom Banana, getting a little antsy. Molotov will burn out, and she'll continue to push forward, tucking in a little bit towards the tree cubby. Will now keep an angle, though, and pick up the first. I believe there's a gap in the smoke, because it didn't show up as a smoke kill there. So, good opener again. Once from Slay. Down Banana. Galley goes again. And Smiley's gone. 2 picks now for basically nothing at all. 19 points of damage. Sapphire tries to return, but there's nothing doing right now, and Slay are just starting to lock down everything about these sites. Back to the 4-player hold on A as well, leaving Galley this time as the solo defender on B. They're very confident in their B site retakes and their B site holds. No reason why they shouldn't be. It just means A is even scarier now for Little Bocks to hit. It's going to be even numbers as it stands right now, 3-on-3.
Yeah, Blender's solid with that big green, so definitely a player that you can place your confidence in if you're Slay. And they continue to put 4 players onto this A site. It's going to be very difficult for the Little Bucks to take this with only 3 players up. Flashbang's going to get tossed to counter that flash that was thrown in. And look at that. Bouchard does manage to get one. Kimmy a second, and then a third for Kimmy. She's the last one standing, though. Tries to flick around, can't connect on it. And Pippi Sippy ends this one in favor of Slay. So again, we are tied up here. And so we're going into the latter part of this match. It's likely going to go the distance, if you ask me. Galley, though, that was a great frag onto Smiley, but the counter utility thrown by Slay was enough to keep them in that round and let the clutch come through, Austin.
Yes, indeed. Good clutch up there from Slay again. Little Box on pistols, the Galil on Sapphire. A little bit of armor behind some of these as well. Only Smiley goes without anything at all at 1900. Blender up towards brackets, takes the op shot, falls back to Archus, taking one shot, falling back to the next, but gets overwhelmed on the next entry. Kimmy with a trade now is a big green to work with her favorite toy. And Gloop's gonna go back and forth, sprays down 2, make it 3. Great flashbang from Vanessa. And that is team play utility, absolutely perfect. And Vanessa will get the last kill as well, just for good measure. The op recovered for Blender. And Slay might have started off a little scary.
Yeah.
Boy, do they clean that one up perfectly. I mean, look at that. Kimmy's just right there, but then flash for Gloop, and Gloop goes 1, 2, 3.
It's still a really nice opener from Little Bucks. I like the aggression towards Arch side, and I mean, they could have made that op sing, honestly. It just didn't work out for them. And the flashbangs, the utility we talked about in the first half, it's been great for Slay. It continues here onto their CT side because the flashbangs were perfectly thrown in order to support the peak from Gloop. Kimmy, now going to toss a flash of her own into this round. 1:33 on the clock, round 22 of action, and Slay continue to show the mechanical prowess here on Inferno. Bouchard waiting around mid. Just holding for a push at this point, as Sapphire's been in these apartments quite a few times now. And she's just going to hold as well. The patience coming through here for the Little Bucks, but it looks like they're posturing more towards an A hit than a B one. Smiley's waiting at the bottom of Banana, and here comes a smoke and a flash on through here, and a Molotov as well. Little Box going to push. Gloop's got a good angle. Only gets one, though, and Bouchard, despite the flashbang that was thrown by Vanessa, does still manage to get one back to even things out at a 4v4. Now Sapphire becomes a threat because they might overlook this position in the apartment. Sapphire trying to spray down Vanessa. Can't deal the killing blow. Finally does, and then Kimmy finds Blender. That is the A site taken. You still have Galley here, though. And Galley does take down Kimmy. That leaves Bouchard and Sapphire very lit. Only 31 HP combined, so this is a very viable retake for Slay. They only have one piece of utility left. It's the flashbang, but Galley just charges on in. Oh my goodness, the confidence here.
Gutsy call here from Galley, looking for another opener. Spots up the player backed behind the big box, but Bouchard's op will reign supreme here now. Pippi Sippy in a 1v3, knows where one player is, but this pit crossfire is so strong. Pippi Sippy lucky to be alive here, has too many different angles to check though. And shot in the back by Smiley. 11-11, make a wish, folks, because this Inferno map is going the distance here. So you can see it right now. Both teams not surrendering anything. As soon as one team gets momentum, a timeout's called. It flips back the other way. Little Box calling this timeout, though. As they tie things up, I guess they weren't happy with how that round went, or they have another strat they want to call. Either way, this helps out Slay, I think, a lot. They might even opt for a double op setup. No. XM for Gloop, op for Blender. And honestly, I want to see that op be a little more impactful here in the next couple of rounds. I want to see a Hulse peek. I want to see that bedroom peek. I want to see that peek into alt mid with the op.
Yeah, I guess they'd have to mix things up in terms of their hold, right? Because they've been sending Blender to the B site pretty much every single round to defend it by her lonesome. So we'll have to wait and see a few more seconds what they're going to decide to do with it. But on the Little Bucks side, in that 3v1, they fire off the op, it misses, but it was enough, right? Even if it doesn't connect, you just create that distraction. And then Pippi Sippy was trying to look around for the target, and in the end, everyone peeked out and took care of business. A little bit of early utility there, thrown down Banana. And that will do the damage against Smiley and Cirrus. Looking at where the op is for Blender, they did make an adjustment here, Austin. Blender is now playing towards top mid. And we'll see if she can get that opening frag. No, she's going to back off now. I guess didn't really see anything in the early goings and doesn't want to risk giving a man advantage to the Little Bucks.
Yeah, you don't want to give the man advantage to the T side, especially because it just makes it so much harder to defend. It completely throws everything into confusion. And, well, I feel like I just kind of cast or cursed that one. That's unfortunate there for Gloop. And honestly, you could just play on the balcony with the XM. It has enough mid-range firepower to shoot down into lane, which might be a better option to play with the XM next time, especially because it's full auto. They rush out, bang, bang, bang. There's 2-3 kills if they want to go for a Hulse pop. And even if they want to go for a lane Hulse split, you can take that Hulse fight and then even keep them occupied from lane too. Just food for thought. Don't necessarily have to push into them. And Galley goes dry this time too. These dry peaks for Slay, a little overzealous, and they're getting punished. 2 opening picks now for Little Box. And this is where things get real scary. Vanessa has to do it all on her lonesome. Basically, Blender's coming in a little late with the op, only holding the arch rotation. One for Vanessa, though, not spotting out for the player in the apartments. Lucky to be alive here and mowed down by Cirrus, now closing the gap. Blender and Pippi Sippy might just go for the save, and probably should at this point. There is no real window back into this A side as the bomb goes down, and that's the call here for Slay. Save what you have and live to fight another day. 12-11 for Little Box on the map pick of Slay with Overpass waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I mean, that flashbang from Sapphire that was thrown towards the latter part of that fight on the A side could not have been more important because it blinds Vanessa long enough for the little Bucks to take care of her, because Vanessa was really giving them a tough time. If Vanessa got one more there, I think this could have been a retake opportunity for Slay. Instead, they go for the save, which is very wise. Of course, you want to keep the big green and the A1S on going forward to the next round, even though they will sacrifice the lead once more to the little Bucks, 12-11 in their favor.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Vanessa gets one more, it's definitely a viable retake, but it also buys a lot more time too if she gets that extra kill. So it's just kind of that domino effect of circumstances that would just have really helped out Slay. If Vanessa is able to get that apps kill or even get the kill onto Sierra's pushing up onto site. But Slay are going to call that time out anyways. They're going to figure out what they want to do here because they don't have the money to really invest into this round. They have a couple of guns, but everyone else is broke. They might even just go for the economy even around. And I wouldn't blame them if they do. It's a bit of a risk, though. And they're going to go to about 1,000 each. Never mind. Full investment from Gloop and Galley. Vanessa dropped an MP9, and so they will go for it. Slay going all in. Couple MP9s and the Deagle for Gloop. It's not a bad idea. They kind of need to win this round, honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind it because you have the op and the A1S carried over from the previous round. You force up around the op, and maybe it'll work out.
And loss isn't great either.
Right, so not a bad choice. Slay have been, as you mentioned, very effective in these types of buy-ups. Smoke going to get tossed at the top of Banana by the little Buck, so that will let them gain the space once the CT smoke fades away, which it will in just a few moments. That said, Slay are patiently waiting here. 3 players stacked up truck side on that A site. There is a gap as a result for the little Bucks if they try to sneak through into Arch, assuming they throw a smoke for truck, but that's not even in the cards right now. Little Bucks are working their way up Banana. 3 players going to end up here, perhaps even 4, with Kimmy, the last one to arrive. Sapphire lurking towards A, and this could become very lethal for the little Bucks if Kimmy manages, excuse me, not Kimmy, if Sapphire slips into Boiler perhaps and catch off rotations, assuming they even decide to hit this B site. But there's the noise made by Sapphire, throws the smoke for Arch side, trying to attract attention and keep these Slay players with their feet firmly planted on the A site when the hit is actually coming towards B. Galley will be tested here with the MP9 and gets nothing out of it. Bouchard with the frag, and they try to respond here, but Pippy is a little too far away to go for the repeak. And with this bomb planted, I mean, you could opt to just save once more, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. At least save the... Actually, yeah, you have to save everything you have, considering their economic situation. A 5-player hold is not going to be easy to overcome, and they will come to the same conclusion. They will go for the save. It's got to sting. It's not going to be easy for them to accept this. It's a round where they give Little Bocks that critical 13th and give them a huge opportunity to take their own map pick. This is huge for Little Bocks, and for Slay, it's a bit concerning here. They're going to have Deagle, MP9, the Op, and the M4 to the next round. And Galley will probably just have nothing. Maybe Gloop drops over a P250, or Blunder does something with that as well. But overall, for Slay, things are getting into a very, very dangerous point where there's not going to be much room to turn around and recover from. P250 is dropped over. And an M4, actually, they're going to go even heftier on the investment.
Oh.
I understand where it actually makes a lot of sense, considering, well, they're kind of going all in. They went all in last round, and they only need to reinvest 1 gun. That's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, I got to try and keep Little Bucks off of 14. Galley will move into that smoke and eats a little bit of damage to hold this spot. Bouchard, in the meantime, again, trying to work here towards A, but it's Blender connecting with the op shot, and then sees another player, cannot hit that, but it's Gloop. What a peek. Great timing and teamwork. They bait Cirrus into moving towards Arch side, and then as soon as it happens, Gloop peeks out from truck. Okay, 5v3 in favor of Slay. And the decision to save in that previous round looking better and better as time ticks away here on round number 25. Sapphire waiting in the apartments. As the flashbang thrown. Oh no. Kills the chicken to get flash thrown. I mean, it's just the chicken's collateral damage in that case because it was a pop flash being thrown by Sapphire. But they're called the Little Bucks. I thought they're supposed to care about our little feathery friends.
I'm a little concerned your Little Bocks. They're beating up on Little Bocks in the game. That's not nice. They're supposed to be your friends too. I thought you liked them.
Exactly.
And they shouldn't be frustrated either. They have the lead. Either way, though, they're going to run into a meat grinder here. Goops has another. And Pippy Sippy's picked up one more. One frag finally comes through by Kimmy's hand. And Kimmy tries for the wall bang shot. Catches another up on Haykart. Spots out Pippy Sippy on the side as well. What a shot by Gimme. All right, hold the phone. This is a round. Bomb can go down, and the Apps player's a little too late. The pincer can work, though, and especially since Kimmy has an AWP. She's going to take a fight, though. Flips around. Can she get the timing? Not enough. Kimmy just shy of the hero ace. And what an ace it would have been. Regardless, that is a monstrous 4K. And the money on Slay is going to be bad. That shot to Pippy Sippy, though, that's ludicrous.
It was a wicked flick and very little room for error, right? With only the head showing, but she connects on it. Wow. Great effort by Kimmy. Almost gets the 1v5 ace, but shut down at the very end as Slay hang on. But, you know, as we alluded to, the money isn't exactly great for Slay. They're still able to get 4 when S is in the off, but it puts them at risk once more. Kimmy peeking around. She is laser focused. See her on cam. I don't think she smiled once. She's just like so focused in and ready to fight with the AWP. And you really do have to be with the big green a lot of the time. Kimmy saving the smiles for a victory here. She's got the Molotov tossed on forward. That's for New Bocks, and it will force Slay out of position a little bit. But Little Bocks don't push off of that utility usage. They still have a lot to work with, though, Austin. As Galley will be waiting here. Here comes a good flash throw, and Galley needs to fall back. Needs to be careful here to make sure she does not go down. Smoke and a Molotov thrown as well. It's up to Pippy Sippy to hold the fort, and Pippy Sippy gets one on Smiley, not another one. Cirrus finds the trade, and now the Little Bocks have a clear path into the B site. Slay, again, as mentioned, economy is very fragile, but they do have the utility and the wherewithal to go for this retake. Sapphire gets tagged through the smoke down to 42, and yeah, Slay are going for this one. They really do have to, because it's an opportunity to tie things up at 13-13, and they've got the space to work with. Sapphire goes down. Galley finds her. Bouchard is just tucked in the dark corner, hoping for the best. Cirrus and Kimmy over at Banana. A smoke would completely isolate them here at Banana, and it gets thrown down. Bouchard does manage to get a couple, though, and then a third. It's all up to Blender. What a hold by Bouchard. It's going to be the round here. Oh, my goodness. I thought Slay played that perfectly awesome with the smoke thrown towards Banana, but Bouchard was just too tough for them to take down.
Another hero play from Little Bocks. This time gets him around the board. It's Bouchard from Dark. And a timeout called, presumably by Slay. That'll be their 4th and final. No, it's Little Bocks, but it's still the 4th and final timeout. Either way, though, they want to calm down after that. And I did see a little bit of a smirk crack Kimmy's face after that round there.
Oh, there we go.
So, business as usual during the rounds. All business, all focus. And then when things go well, congratulate your teammate with a smile and get ready to go again. Job's not done until you've got 2 maps on the board. They're 2 rounds away from getting their first. It would be their opponent's map pick, and the buy from Slay. What is it going to be? A Deagle, a P250, a 5.7, the saved AWP.
Yeah.
It's not a buy, it's a half. And to stave off the 15th round, this is not the situation you want to be in if you are Slay. And that just makes it worse. Kimmy catches Blender, crossing in front. No utility, no flashes. Vanessa picks up the up, but that is going from bad to worse.
Yep. Little Bucks. Send a couple of players towards Banana. And now they back off. Slay stacking up as they need to, of course, taking a chance here towards B. Vanessa, the only one on A, and gets caught on a jump here onto apartments, and that will, of course, pretty much give up the round here. Little Bucks going to be on to 15 unless something absolutely insane happens from Slay. They are on an eco, right? So they could try to push in here, but once you get full control of A and without much utility, in fact, no utility at all on Slay's side, this one should be done.
Yeah, no reason not to go for this retake here if you are Slay. Just let the pistols have some mayhem. Maybe you pick up a gun out of it. But either way, 15 to 13 is going to be the score for Little Bocks, barring any miracles coming out from Slay. Smiley holding the line, takes down 1 of 2 threats, makes it 2 of 2 out brackets, leaving Galley out in library. Maybe researching some strats for the next round, some counter strats. Walks into the op scope of Kimmy. Now we move to what could be the final round of Inferno here. Little Bocks. They didn't have the best of CT sides. They got 7. They would have liked 9. Their T side, however, has more than overcome. And they have definitely stymied Slay's advances. 4 out of 4 timeouts used for both teams now. This is Slay's last chance to take their map pick before they go into a map like Overpass, which Little Bocks definitely love to play. I'll have a buy, but no op. And the utility. It's light. 1 molly, 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and the high explosive grenade. Galley can pick up a flash or a nade as well herself. But it's bad, it's bleak. Map point to Little Bocks.
Oh boy. Well, I like the way both teams have used their timeouts, by the way, at critical moments. They're not shying away from them. They absolutely need to make sure that they talk things over as much as possible because they need every little edge they can find against each other. Slay backs against the wall. They will not have the big green into this round, but still it will be a 4 A1Ss and light utility. A smoke, 2 flashes, an incendiary, and the HE. Will it be enough to hold off the Little Bocks from stealing away their map pick? Smiley's going to toss a Molotov on over the half wall and then a flashbang as well. Just making sure that at least Slay hears some utility being thrown here towards B and don't get an inkling of what's actually happening, which is a full-on execute towards the A site. Smoke's going to get thrown for Arch side. And Slay, well, they still have three players here, waiting. And we'll see if it's going to be enough here. Galley peeking around, can't get the opener. That is great for Little Bocks, even though Smiley goes down to 9 HP. Vanessa has to do some work. There's a second. Does she realize someone's above her? It doesn't even matter. She gets the 3K. Sapphire does manage to work her way towards that site, but Blender is waiting there with an A1S of her own, and she hits 2. Doesn't need the big green this time. Slay are not out of this one yet.
No, they are not, and they only need 2 more rounds to tie it up. 15 to 12 is a big difference from 15-10 or even more. It's definitely a scoreline you can come back from, and Vanessa keeping it cool, calm, and collected from Mini Pit, giving her team a chance to win the round. It came down to Blender on the site to hold the line, and Blender did just that. Buy up again here from Little Bocks, but they would be broke if they lose this one. Blender going blind and forward, able to get out alive though. Lucky that the flash that blinded her also took the sight away from her opponents. Kimmy had the op right around the corner. There were a couple of AKs as well. A little bit of probing towards the A side too. Pretty classic default here from Little Bocks, although a little B heavy. They have the control they want, and Slay are turtling up on site. Nobody peeking out of that shell. Frightened turtle mode here right now for Slay. Just throwing utility in and hoping that's enough to keep their control. Brackets wide open. Little Bocks could take advantage of it. Bouchard might just do that. That Molotov doesn't quite connect where she'd like it. She doesn't know that yet. More counter utility being thrown out from Slay. But it's going to be the B target. And Blender has the big green here, ready and raring to go.
Blender. Not the usual performance coming through from her. A little bit slow to get things going here into this match, but no more an important time than now to start connecting on those shots. Galley waiting with the flashbang, and there's an opening frag and a second one from Sirius. They tried to flank it, Slay, and it goes completely awry. Now they're probably going to have to rotate back to the A site, yeah, because Little Bocks are coming on forward. They realize what just went down and the space that is open and free for the take. And Galley with a very quick rotation, though. Will it matter? No. Kimmy connects onto Galley. 5v2. Little Bocks trying to take it right here, right now. Blender fires away with the op towards the site. And, well, there's the utility being thrown by Slay. They have to go for this one, of course, because if they don't get this, Austin, it's done. And look who's on the flank. Smiley's going to come through, probably end all hope for Slay. There's Pippy Sippy down. Blender turns around, misses the shot, and that is it. Little Bocks come through with the victory, and the smiles all around now, Austin.
Yep, even Kimmy smiling, Smiley living up to her name, though. And man, what a good finish there from Little Bocks. Things got really hairy in the midway point of that one.